Two drivers are speeding directly toward each other at full throttle. You are one of them. There is no police, no rules, no second chance. Just empty road and a decision that's coming too fast. If you swerve first, you lose everything. Your pride, your advantage, your control. But if you don't swerve at all, you might not survive the outcome. There is a way to win this game, but right now, you don't know what it is. Two headlights, closing distance, and every second you wait, the decision gets more expensive. You're locked into what game theory calls the hawk-dove game. But forget the name for now, because in this moment, it's not theory, it's pressure. Pure pressure. Welcome to one of the most brutal games in strategy. Now, here's what makes this different from normal decision-making. You don't get a safe option. You only get trade-offs. You can act like a hawk, or you can act like a dove. A hawk refuses to swerve. It commits. It holds the line no matter what. A dove gives way. It swerves first. It avoids immediate danger. At first, your brain tries to label one as correct, but the game refuses to give you that comfort, because the outcome depends on what the other driver does, not just you. If you are a dove and they are a hawk, you lose everything. If you are a hawk and they are a dove, you gain control instantly. But if you are both hawks, neither of you moves, and everything ends in impact. So now your mind stops focusing on what you should do and starts obsessing over what they will do. But the problem is, they are thinking the exact same thing, and that's where things start to spiral. You look forward, headlights steady, no visible change in speed, no signal, no hint of intention, and suddenly, you realize something uncomfortable. The hardest part of this game isn't the decision, it's the waiting. Because every second without action feels like a trap tightening. If you swerve too early, you lose. If you don't swerve at all, you might not survive. And if you hesitate too long, you may already have made your choice without realizing it. This is where most people fail, not because they choose wrong, but because they don't understand what the game is actually measuring. It's not just about driving, it's about commitment under uncertainty. And pressure has a way of revealing things you didn't plan to show, because the other driver isn't just watching your car. They are watching for hesitation. They are watching for drift. They are watching for anything that suggests you might not hold the line, and you are doing the exact same thing. So the question becomes heavier than before. Not what should I do, but what happens if neither of us backs down? And your brain refuses to finish that thought. Two headlights, closing distance. The road is getting shorter now. And the strange part is, the closer you get to impact, the less time you have to think, and the more your instincts take over. There is a way to win this game, but you still don't see it. Not yet. Because up until now, you've been thinking in terms of reaction. Swerving, not swerving, choosing hawk or dove in real time. But that's not the deepest layer of the game. But here's the psychological twist. In real games, between real humans, you are not just choosing a role. You are shaping which role your opponent believes you already are. And that changes everything. If you can credibly commit to being a hawk before the moment of conflict, before the decision arrives, then your opponent's best move quietly changes. They stop thinking about winning. They start thinking about surviving. And now the optimal move becomes dove. But commitment only works if it is believable, not spoken, not implied, shown. Because under pressure, people don't respond to arguments. They respond to signals. And there's another layer. If your behavior is unpredictable, if the opponent cannot model you, if they cannot confidently say what you will do, then they cannot optimize against you. And in uncertainty, people default to safety. They yield, not because you are stronger, but because you are unreadable. So the deeper game is not hawk or dove. It's not even, will I swerve or not? It's, what does my opponent believe I will do? And can I shape that belief before anything happens? Two headlights, now dangerously close. The decision is no longer theoretical. It's becoming physical, imminent. And then something changes, because you realize something most people never consider. The game is not only played at the moment of collision, it is shaped before the collision even begins. In posture, in signals, in commitment. So you stop thinking like someone reacting, and start thinking like someone influencing. Because influence happens earlier than impact. Much earlier. You reach down, and for a moment, everything slows. The other driver can see you clearly now, and you do something that removes all ambiguity from the system. You take the steering wheel off its mount, not metaphorically, not symbolically, visibly, and you throw it out through the window. It disappears into the road behind you, gone, irreversible. And now there is no interpretation left, no uncertainty, no possible hesitation. Only one message remains. You cannot swerve. You cannot yield. You are fully committed. For the other driver, the game collapses into a single realization. If they continue forward, there is no avoiding impact, no shared loss, only destruction. And in that instant, everything recalculates. The smartest move is no longer aggression. It is survival. They swerve. Distance opens instantly. Engines drift apart. The tension dissolves like it was never stable to begin with. You didn't win by being faster. You didn't win by being stronger. You won by changing what the game was before it ended. Because in the hawk-dove game, victory doesn't happen at the moment of collision. It happens in the moment belief becomes certainty.